Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Karyn. Kodah is a really messy drinker, and despite using a range of different no-spill water bowls, which worked for a brief period of time, he always manages to flood the place whenever he has a drink. Recently, I spotted something online that I just had to give a go, and I thought, why don't we try it together? A water bowl planter. You're going to need a planter that's large enough for your water bowl, some potting mix, some decorative stones, and you'll need something to rest your water bowl in so that you can easily take the bowl in and out of the pot for cleaning. Now, I picked up a sieve type of tray because I wanted something that allowed sort of a good amount of drainage. I didn't want there to be water filling up into the container below the water bowl. Where I made my mistake is that the sieve is quite a lot bigger than the bowl itself. So I had to do a little bit of improvising later on, which I will show you. But if you do manage to find something that's a better match for your water bowl, then that will be ideal. With your plant selection, you're going to want something that's fairly hardy, but most importantly, non-toxic to your dogs. Most succulents and cactus type plants tend to be non-toxic to dogs, but do be really careful and check out your individual species because there's some like aloe vera, portulaca that are actually quite toxic. So do be really careful. And of course, if you're choosing a cactus, make sure it's not thorny or spiky or anything like that. So you'll want to place a layer of pebbles at the bottom of your planter. That just allows for a little bit of extra drainage so it doesn't get too swampy in there. You'll need to put enough compost or potting mix into the planter that your water bowl will sit level with or just below the edges of the planter. If you place the sort of under the container and the water bowl in at this point just to make sure that you've got that height right, and then you can actually build up the potting mix a little bit further so it's a bit closer to the height of your bowl, but you want to make sure it's a good sort of inch below the top of your water bowl because you don't want to end up with potting mix soil ending up in your water. From here, we can get our plants in. We can start packing it out with the decorative pebbles as well. This is where I ran into my trouble. As you can probably imagine, if I was to lift the water bowl out at this stage, those pebbles and the soil are going to keep sort of falling into the space left by the bowl. So this is where my improvisation came in. I have used some clumping clay cat litter as a sort of cement around the bowl. I've gone with this because I wanted something that was not going to be harmful to the plants, something that wasn't going to be harmful to the dogs either, and something that I could use right away. You could use something like a proper cement, but it's going to be a lot more fiddly and you've got to be careful that you're not going to end up causing any damage to your plants as well. So that's why I went for the clumping cat litter. It was an easy fix. And even if you don't have this at home already, it's also something you can pick up really easily and really cheaply. So once I got all that sort of spread in place, I washed down my pebbles, watered the plants, and wet down my clumping cat litter. I then allowed that to sit for a good hour or so before removing the bowl so that I could then clean that and top it up. So as you can see, Kodah's just as messy as he always has been when he drinks, but that mess is being put to good use.